is Dr. Elizabeth Gunst. Grew up in Eastern North Carolina, went to UNCW for undergrad, optometry school, Pennsylvania College of Optometry. I'm almost scared to tell you how long ago I graduated, but I graduated in '08 and have been practicing optometry since then. I currently work for Triangle Vision's Optometry in our Cary location. And I've been with Triangle Visions almost 4 years now. Something though, like when you think about how in the world you want to spend like the next 30 years of your life, right? Or maybe more, depending on like how long you want to work. You want to pick something that you love. I always knew growing up that I loved the sciences. So biology was always my jam. So I enjoyed that part of school. The chemistry, not as much. The math, definitely not as much. But so I always loved biology. And I knew I wanted to be in the medical field somewhere. So I've had terrible eyes my whole life. I started wearing glasses at 2, and it was always the only doctor that never gave me shots. And so I was always interested in optometry kind of early on. And I think, as I got into high school, I realized that it's the kind of field where you can genuinely help people like every single day. Like, I do everything from eye exams on 5-year-olds to, treating glaucoma and macular degeneration, that kind of thing. So you tend to, at least in North Carolina, because we've got a pretty wide scope of practice, which it does differ based on the state that you're in. So legislation does make a difference in what you're allowed to do. Sometimes it's even what you're allowed to prescribe. I mean, medication wise. So there's some states that are even limited in what medications they can prescribe. But in North Carolina, we've got a really wide scope of practice, which is great. It's part of what you're taught to do. I mean, this morning alone, I saw a patient who's on high-risk medication, so we're doing specialty testing for that. I had a gentleman who had a stroke recently, and he's had some vision loss, so, managing that. And then I had, a couple just really healthy patients who just need glasses and contacts, so it can be a wide range. I genuinely love what I do. I really do. And so, yes, I would do it 100% all over again, even all that schoolwork. Ugh. Other thing that I think is really cool, and I learned this in optometry school too, carrots are actually not the best vegetable for your eyes, which seems really crazy because we've always been taught that carrots are. But it's actually a myth from World War II. So the Allied forces let it leak to the Germans that the reason their pilots had such great vision is because they ate carrots all the time. And it's not because they ate carrots all the time. It's because we had radar before they did. So we had air superiority because we had radar. But they made it into like the whole carrots thing. And that's where the myth came from. It's actually, spinach is actually the best thing, those leafy greens. So Popeye had it kind of all figured out. If you're going to eat one thing, stick with Popeye, not Bugs Bunny, is kind of what I tell people.